All right, what's up, YouTube? Yeah, we are rolling. We're in the daylight hours, but I took a nap last night, so I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Not like I usually do at this time of day. I'm feeling good, feeling good. And yeah, so today's video just going to talk about where we're at with starting my authority, and gonna just give you guys a quick update while we drive down the road, get you guys some driving footage, get Gus some driving footage, of course. And so yeah, stay tuned. All right, so where we are at with restarting my authority. If you've missed all that, I did a video a couple weeks ago, kind of letting you guys know why it's restarting an authority and kind of what my plans were. And so yesterday, which was Tuesday, I had Monday night off. Slow. The refinery is down once again. This is a bad. It was already going to be a slow week, and then the refinery went down, and so this is a this is a bad February, guys. This is a bad one. We'll see what happens with it. But uh, all the more motivation for me to submit all the paperwork to restart my authority. So that happened yesterday while I had the day off. Um, it is official. I got my DOT number back. It's not all the way active because you have to, you know, bind insurance, and I'm not going to do that yet. But yeah, now the clock's ticking. The clock is ticking. You got to have insurance. Um, in order for it to go active, you have to have insurance on it within 60 days. So within 60 days of now, I will be a free man, which is a little bit scary. You know, there's some fear with being a free man. Got a little bit of Stockholm syndrome. You know, feeling comfort in being chained up to one load, one haul, one type of freight, getting dispatched. You know, there's a little bit of comfort in that, but it's an odd comfort. You know, it's like it's not real. It's not real comfort. It's just like a weird sickness you have. So yeah, no matter how comfortable it feels or it seems to feel to be um, running on someone else's authority and kind of having a I don't know, a gig with a carrier to run my truck. It doesn't nothing is quite like being on your own and being you know, the one who can decide everything. uh you know, I'm the CEO, so I like that much more. So I'm betting on myself, guys. I really am. I'm betting on myself that I can out hustle and outwork this um, this market that we're in. If you watch uh, Sammy on his Make Sense channel, he does his DAT load board videos. Usually they're on Mondays. Uh, this week he did it on Tuesday, but he goes through the loads in the different freight hubs that are on the DAT load board. And my market, the Northern California market, has been pretty pretty low as far as volume goes for a while, basically since the beginning of the year. But I'm betting on myself, even though it doesn't make sense all the way. I'm betting on myself that I can, you know, out hustle the market. And maybe that's naive of me. Maybe that's a little bit cocky. But hey, man, I yeah, I just I don't know. I have this drive that comes from, I don't know, from years and years of living in poverty, and from the love I have for my kids and for my wife, that I got to provide for them. And so there's really nothing that can stop me from doing that. And so we did that yesterday. We got the ball rolling. It has started. We we can't change it now. We can't take it back. I went ahead and went through a company, and had them. I paid them $900 and something to get the DOT number, the BOC3, the UCR, um, to enroll me in their drug testing program, and all that kind of stuff. So um, yeah, so we are on our way. We are on our way. Got a few other things I need to take care of, and then of course need to take delivery of the truck at some point. And then after I take delivery of the truck, I also have to get insurance on it. And so all of that will come. That all comes, with the time. Everything has the order that it goes in. So we just took the first little baby steps um, yesterday, and me being me, maybe I might have jumped ahead a little bit because I started calling some friends that I know that work for some shippers and trying to get my foot in the door at a couple shippers with some direct freight. So we'll see how that goes. Um, uh, Sounds kind of promising, a little bit. Um, the one the one person I got a hold of yesterday was um, was actually trying to convince me to run to the port of Oakland, which I don't really want to do. Not with a brand new truck. Uh, if you've never done port work, it's like driving. The only thing I can compare it to is when I drove in Tijuana, and you know, just it's like lines don't mean anything, and they just kind of, if there's the smallest little gap between you and another car, someone's gonna nose into it, and that's kind of what it's like at the port. It's just kind of a free for all, and guys are bending up fenders and bumpers constantly, constantly. Um, I have one story about that. You guys got to allow me this rabbit trail just for 1 minute because it's a funny story. So there's this truck that goes into the port of Oakland, and the guy has a piece of plywood, like zip tied to where his bumper would be. Like it's a it's a wood, like a plywood bumper on this Freightliner. And it was like maroon and gold, and it was like mismatched, and just it looked bad. And not only that, but the plywood bumper was like a little askew. It wasn't like straight on there to where you're like, oh, okay, he's kind of doing like a cool, like I don't know, shabby chic look to his bumper. No, it's not like that. It's like it just looks so bad. And so I remember telling my buddy, I'm like, hey, did you ever see that guy that was at the port? And he had that wood bumper on that Freightliner, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that guy's the smartest guy I know." And I was like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Yeah, no, I saw that guy take that truck, go to his yard, drop drop the container, the import container he had just picked up, pull out from underneath it, switch trucks into a brand new Peterbilt, back that brand new Peterbilt under it, and then take off." And he said, and I realized that the guy just used that old beat up truck to go in and out of the port because guys were going to trash his brand new truck because so many guys run into each other over there, and so everyone's in a hurry, everyone's trying to cut in line, and it's a mess over there. And so yeah, this guy, I always made fun of him because I just thought he had, like, the worst truck in all of America, and he was running it into the port every day. Little did I know he's got a brand new truck, and that's just he's just a smart man, smart man. So anyway, that's a funny story. Um, but anyway, my friend, okay, we're getting back from the rabbit trail back onto the right track. My friend was trying to convince me to go and run loads because she is actually in charge of um, the exports that go to the port of Oakland. So she was trying to get me to do that. She said, I don't know how much I can help you with the other stuff, but if you wanted to run to the port, I could get you on tomorrow and we could get you hauling loads tomorrow. So I don't want to do that. So I told her, no, thank you. Unless they pay crazy good. And she told me what they pay, and I wasn't too impressed. Um, if I was hard up, I might take her up on it. But um, she also said that uh, told me to write kind of an introduction letter for me and for my company, and that she would pass that letter along to some of the other people that are in her kind of department with trucking for some of their domestic loads. So I went ahead and did that, and so we'll see if anything comes of that. Um, I don't know. We'll see if I can get any direct freight um, that would set me up to kind of be I don't know, a little bit ahead of where I thought I would be. I thought it would take a lot of time and a lot of running on load boards and stuff to kind of get my authority seasoned before people would consider doing that. But hey, when you got friends, you got to call your friends and you got to ask them. And so anyway, so we'll see if anything comes of that. I have another friend I have a call out to, and we'll see what happens with him. But it's a similar thing. He's not directly in charge of the shipping, but he works closely with the guy who is. And so, yeah, we'll see if anything comes from those relationships that I've already had built up just from living in the town I've lived in for 6 years, and just building friendships. Um, and we'll see if anything comes of that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So the next things are I've got to go through a California company to get my CA number. The company that I went with to do my DOT number and all that is based in Utah. Is Motor Carrier HQ is what they're called, and so I went through them because I like them. I like their whole style, everything about them I like, but they can't do the CA number for me, and the CA number and the motor carrier permit are kind of tied together. Even though the motor carrier number is something that it's confusing. I don't know why, but I have a motor carrier number, I have a DOT number. Now I've got to go and try and get my CA number reinstated, which I don't know if they recycle CA numbers or if it's like a one time, you know, like that's my number forever kind of a thing. But I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out soon because I've got to call some California companies to get that going. And then it's just a matter of getting the VIN number off the truck so I can get a firm quote for the insurance, and then going trailer shopping and seeing what we got as far as trailers. So that's where we're at. That's what we're doing. That's kind of the exciting stuff that I'm dealing with. So like I said last time, when it's a slow week, you don't just sit at home and sit on the couch all day or mope around and be sad or whatever. You got to be making some moves, and you got to be working still, whether it's on a side hustle or on like for me it's on long-term plans and things that I have upcoming. So that's what I was working on yesterday as I had a day off, and just poured about, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours into um, yeah, getting all the information. I actually set up an account with the factoring company already, and uh, yeah, kind of just going through the steps. That one, it was a little bit early to do that, but it's the sister company of the Motor Carrier HQ, so I just figured let's just get it started. And they have no minimums and no monthly fees. It's just a flat rate. And I told them I'd probably be taking the quick pay option on most of my loads, um, because a lot of the quick pays are going to be less than the rate that they're charging. But they just said there's no minimums and no requirement to use us, and so There's a 60-day termination period. Uh, so before I can use another service, I can um, you know I have 60 days. I need to give them 60 days notice, something like that. Anyway, but you can tell I'm really detail oriented, super detail oriented. I'm like, I don't know, something like that. But we have yeah, we anytime you've got a day off, anytime that you've got free time, you need to be doing something productive. So you don't just sit around and watch Gold Rush. Although I did watch some Gold Rush, but that was over the weekend. That was on Sunday when I kind of laid down after getting back from Tahoe. Had to watch my Gold Rush and my Curse of Oak Island. I'm a sucker for those cheesy reality shows. I like them. But nevertheless, when you got a day off and you should be working and you feel that kind of I don't know, you feel that unsettled feeling of being bored. You got to put your mind to do something, and hopefully it's something productive. So that's what I did yesterday. I just tried to get as many things going as I could. I got a quote on a trailer rental, um, and have yet to actually hear back from the guy about leasing the trailer because that would be more up my alley. The guy that gave me a quote for a long term rental, but that it's it's not the same. It's more expensive and um, yeah, not really what I was interested in. But he was the guy that was there, so they forwarded me to him, and then of course he had to give me a quote for that before he would let me off the phone. He didn't want to um, he didn't want to get off the phone with me without trying to sell me something. So, but he did say that the leasing guy would give me a call today. So we'll see what happens with that. That's just one leasing company, and I don't know that I'm going to lease. I might purchase. I just know that if you lease the entire amount that you pay each month is a tax write-off, whereas if you purchase, you get depreciation on that asset for 3 years, but you don't get you can't write off like your whole trailer payment each month, if that makes sense. You just get the depreciation of the value year to year, which you can spread out over 3 years. So, yeah, not sure yet which of those I'm gonna do, but gonna just look at my options. I'm thinking the lower my monthly output is to start, the better. So whichever one gets me the lower monthly output, I'll just go with that. And if purchasing allows me to have that lower monthly output, then um, yeah, then that's probably what I'll do because initially it's going to be all about keeping the expenses low and trying to just get my footing in the freight market and see how California freight market treats me because I don't know, Sammy's videos make have me second guess myself a little bit. Not really, but you know, there's a it gives me a lot more motivation to try and get some direct freight and have some relationships with shippers um, so that I'm not relying on the big companies, um, overages basically. I mean, JB Hunt, if they can handle 1,000 loads a day in my area and their customers only have 800 loads, then they've got 200 trucks sitting idle, and so they aren't going to put anything on load boards. So really, the freight volume for these big carriers, um, that's all that the spot market really shows us. A lot of times is you know what the overages are. There's still a lot of freight moving. There's still a ton of freight moving in California, even though it's slow on the spot market. Um, I mean, there's tons of trucks out here right now. I mean, it's just the way it is. The spot market just shows you the overages of what is being moved. So if I can be one of the people that gets, the freight directly from the shipper, that gets the phone call when they've got loads, then not only do you make a better margin on those loads, but you should be able to stay busy, more often, and hopefully, if you have multiple customers, you'll always have someone calling you asking you to haul a load for them. So that's kind of the idea that I've got. We'll see how it works out. We're just going to be out here trying to make a living, trying to provide for these children, and trying to make things happen. So I've rambled on long enough. We will talk to you guys on another video. Probably just the weekly review on Friday after this one. So yeah, that's probably all we're gonna talk about. That's probably it right now. That's probably all the videos for the week. Yeah, I think that'll be it. Just the weekly review. That's the only video left to do. So all right, peace out. Love you guys. Have a great week. Grind. Work your butt off. Peace.